Okay, going into the game, Rhode Island was playing really, really well. 3-0 in our league, shooting 48%, 40% from threes. Really defending. We try to get a game plan and, try to keep the ball above the foul line and, rebound, take care of the basketball. And I thought our guys were really disciplined in how we played tonight. They were into the personnel, how we going to guard guys. And we couldn't have played, we could have played better. But I thought that was the best performance we've had in a long time. We played consistently for 40 minutes. We had good pace to our offense. We kept the ball above the foul line defensively. We didn't do a great job on the backboard. But 29-2 in points off turnovers and 44-28 points in the paint, 15-5 second chance points and 22-4 fast break points. When you win those, in the bench, 37-16. When you win those 5 boxes down the bottom of the stat sheet, you had a good game. So I thought our guys really, bounced back. We hadn't played well in the last 2 games, especially defensively. And our guys, they responded. They played with enthusiasm. They shared the ball, and it was a great victory for us.
Coach, what made you decide to move Daryl off the bench?
Just to give him, take some pressure off him, and he showed great leadership. A lot of guys would hang their head and think they're getting screwed, and he showed great leadership. He played really well. Probably should have done it earlier the way he played tonight. He responded, and that's what coaches want, and that's why he's a captain.
What do you think allowed him to play so well off the bench? I mean, for a lot of guys, it could really take a hit on their confidence. So what did you see out of him just being able to get going like that?
You're gonna ask him. I have no idea. He hit shots, played with confidence. That was a question. I can't get it in his head.
Mark, another Daryl question. Just how do you think he handled the backup point guard?
Really well. Kyrell had sprained his ankle, so he wasn't a go tonight. And I thought he did a really good job. He played, backup last year, and he played. So it's not a position that he's not, comfortable with. He's a smart. He can play 1 through 3. We run a lot of stuff. He knows all the positions. So we're lucky to have him.
Coach, you emphasized defense on Saturday and guarding guys, keeping the ball above the foul line. What else went right on the defensive end there tonight?
We got points off. Like we turned them over 20 times. 29-2 points off turnovers. We were active. We kept the ball in front of us. And that's the key. Like if you allow a team to get to the paint, it just shrinks your defense, and then they kick it out, and you're at their mercy. And I thought we did not a perfect job, but I thought we did a much better job of being connected on the defensive end, and that's what you got to do if you're going to be successful in this league.
Do you have any idea kind of what happened with Micah? Is it serious, or do you think it's pretty?
No idea. No idea. I wish I was a trainer.
Mark, I was wondering about Chuck. What does he kind of give you as a leader, scorer?
Chuck's just blue collar.
Yeah.
Like, look at him. He's just blue collar. He's not the greatest athlete. Doesn't move his feet great. He just gets it done. Pardon my language. That's how he plays. He just gets it. It's almost like I had a guy when I was at Robert Morris, a guy named Tony Lee, and he's a prison guard now, so hopefully you're not going to be a prison guard. But wasn't the greatest athlete, but anytime the ball was on the ground, some way, Tony Lee got the basketball. When there was an open shot, we needed a shot, Tony Lee hit that shot. And Chuck is like Tony Lee. He's just a gamer. He gets it doesn't always look pretty, but he gets it done, and that's what coaches want. It's not pretty, it's productive.
Chuck, it looks like you got a little bit more juice. How are you feeling physically? I know in December you had the ankle. Are you feeling 100% now?
Yeah, definitely. I'm feeling a lot better.
How did you feel out there tonight? What do you think the key was to your game? It looked like you got off to a fast start and things like that.
I mean, it was just Coach told us to attack and not to play on our heels, so that was just like part of the game plan to push the ball and get it inside. We knew they were going to double, they were going to kick out, we were going to have some open looks, so just honestly executing the game plan.
Daryl, when you're told you're coming off the bench tonight, how did you kind of handle that? What was your reaction going into tonight?
I mean, I understood it. I just knew that I just had to be there, still be supportive and do what I can. And in the role I have now, it didn't really matter. I just knew I just had to come in and produce.
How does your mindset or approach to your role change when you're coming off the bench as opposed to a starter?
It's fine. It's the same thing. I still got to lead, be a leader out there, even on the bench now. Get the guys ready coming in and stuff like that, so it doesn't change.
Daryl, did anything feel different for you today? That when you come in, you hit a couple shots, you get going early on there. I mean, just feel-wise, were you feeling any different, any more confident in yourself?
I mean, yeah. I was feeling good. Of course, when you see the ball go in, one of your first shots, makes you feel better. But I don't know, I just came in the game. I felt good. Had a lot of energy. Focusing on other things first, so defense and stuff like that, and that just got me going.
And then for either of you guys, I mean, you face adversity these last couple of games, you lose back-to-back games for the first time this season. Just how were you able to, big picture, respond to that adversity and just get back on track?
I mean, yeah. It was a big emphasis. Coach was telling us that this was a must win. The game before was a must win, but we kind of blew it. So we knew coming in that we definitely need this. We have to get out to a fast start, like Chuck said earlier, and that was just game plan.
As for either Chuck or Daryl, what do you guys do moving forward? It's more of the same, any tweaks, any on either side of the ball, or?
I mean, we definitely got to get better on both sides of the ball. So just upping up the intensity in practice and really locking in on the small details.
Either of you guys, what was practice like the last couple of days after the Fordham game?
Intense. We were competing way more in practice. There was an emphasis that we had to have consistent effort, and that starts in practice. So trying to have that consistent effort during practice so to translate over to the game. So that was the emphasis.